Sister, can you describe what is Villa Marie?
Villa Marie is a home and school for exceptional children. We serve students with special needs. Our students range in age from 6 through 18. Some of the students live here. 14 of our students are boarders. We focus on academics. We have 3 classrooms, 3 teachers. All of our teachers are certified in special education. So we serve the students academically, we serve them socially, physically, and spiritually. We have Mass here every day. We try to form the students to become the best possible persons that God created them to be. And we're a family. Many students that come here the first or second day, they feel part of a family, which is something that they haven't often felt at their other schools. Villa Marie really is Village of Mary. We are under the patronage of Mary, the Mother of God, and she takes good care of us.
Great. And in terms of the types of students that you help, can you describe some of the students or some of the challenges that they face and how it is that Villa Marie best serves their needs?
Sure. Our students are all unique. Some are higher functioning academically than others. Some are autistic. We have one student with Down syndrome. Some are mild to moderate mental handicap. They all have some type of developmental disability. Some are more socially adept. Some struggle with social skills. But they all have some need that we try to fulfill here at Villa Marie.
And so in terms of students' backgrounds, they have been to public schools, and that setting in some ways may not have met their needs. Are they all Catholic? What types of things can you tell us about the students?
Sure. Probably half of our students are Catholic, but you would never know attending a Mass here until they go to communion. We can't tell which ones are Catholic and which are not Catholic. The non-Catholics catch on to the prayers. They're very reverent, very respectful of the Catholic faith, and they all take religion class as part of our daily routine. Many of our students come from a public school setting, and the public schools, I think, do a fine job of educating children, but their methods don't work for all children, and so some of our students just fall through the cracks. They don't get the individual attention that they need. They get bullied by other students, and when they come here, many of them say this is the first time that they've had friends. And one of our new students this year, after the first day or so, went home and said, "Mom, these kids are just like me." And so they feel very much at home. They feel loved, they feel accepted, and they thrive here. They really blossom, and it's very rewarding to see that as the year progresses, to see
so it's school, but as well as some students actually stay here throughout the week?
Yes,
or
yes.
How does that work?
We are a school, yes, and we are also a home. So our full title is Home and School for Exceptional Children. So 14 of our students board here during the week. Some come on Sunday night, some Monday morning. We have 8 male and 6 female boarders. So they learn a lot of life skills by boarding here. They have to keep their room clean, make their bed, practice proper grooming skills. We have cooking class 2 days a week, so the students actually prepare the evening meal. They all have jobs. They have job time after lunch, and the boarders have additional jobs of setting the table and doing the dishes for breakfast and supper. And by being a boarding school, I think it helps foster the family atmosphere here, and they really are like brothers and sisters, and they have their little like sibling quarrels, but when push comes to shove, they stick up for each other, and they really do form a family.
So recently you experienced an issue with, I believe it was a water heater pipe that had burst and had essentially flooded your basement where some of the classrooms are and things. Maybe if you can talk a little bit about that, talk about ways in which people might be able to help get Villa Marie put back together.
Yes, it was a week ago Monday. The whole basement was covered with at least an inch of water from a pipe, and unfortunately our classrooms are in the basement. We have 3 classrooms, and they were not usable, so we had to close school all week last week, and we've moved our classes to the retreat house. Good Counsel Retreat House has been very, very generous to us in letting us have our classes down there, And we try to keep as much at Villa Maria as we can. We have Mass and Niels and the boarders still live here. But yeah, there was significant damage. The flooring will have to be replaced. We lost several library books and bookshelves. We lost some carpeting. And we're still trying to see what insurance will cover, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of additional expenses. And we're going to do some renovating and rearranging anyway, so we're just going to have to do it sooner than we expected. But there definitely is a need. Villa Maria doesn't have a parish to support it. We're not affiliated with any one parish as the other Catholic schools are. And so we really depend on donations, in a normal situation without the flood. We depend on the donations and the generosity of our benefactors. And we do have one annual fundraiser a year. Our families pay whatever they can afford as far as tuition, which, they do what they can, but it doesn't cover the costs. And so, just in a normal scenario, we depend on the donations of generous people. So now the need is even greater because of the flood, and we'll need additional help, I'm sure, for the flooring and replacing some of the other things that we lost.
When you had things that were on your wish list before this came about,
Right, right.
Wanted to renovate a storage room into being a music and art room.
Yes,
Tell us about that, hopefully.
Well, yes. We are envisioning moving one of the classrooms into what's now the playroom, and then making, at first we thought we could make a storage room into an art and music room, but now we're thinking that we'll just make that whole big area into kind of a multi-purpose room, which could be used for music, art, science, and then in the evening it can become the play area for our boarders to have a place to play after school. So we'd like to get some tables, some carts to keep the art supplies on, and maybe enlist the help of some interns to help with art therapy and music therapy. So it's part of our strategic planning process, which we've begun this year also, and I think we can really meet the needs of the students in an even better way and help them to develop their artistic and musical talents, and especially for special needs kids, they often need those outlets. They often can't express themselves verbally or in writing, but they can express themselves through art or music, and it really is therapeutical for them.
And recently, I see lots of activity, great campus for the kids to enjoy.
Yes, we're very, very blessed to be out here. And I guess I didn't tell you how we came to be. Monsignor James Dawson, 53 years ago, had the foresight to start Villa Maria School. He saw the need for education of special needs kids who weren't being educated by the public schools at that time. And so this building was here. It was originally intended to be an orphanage, but he got Father Tuchek's and the bishop's permission to use it for a school for special needs students. And it's a great location and a great facility.
And recently, I believe you competed in Special Olympics. You're involved in some, activities outside of school itself. Maybe you can describe that a little bit.
Yes. We do bowling, basketball, and track and field as part of Special Olympics, and it's optional for our students, but I think all but 7 of our students were involved in at least one of those sports during the school year, and they did very, very well. Our 3 of our 4 bowlers went to state and got either silver or bronze medals, and then our basketball team did exceptionally well this year. We had some new students who were on the team, and as you saw in the register, we won our championship game against Norris in 4 overtimes, and the kids have been wanting to beat Norris for the last 5 years and just have never been able to. And it was just such an exciting game and such good, clean fun, and it was just great to watch the kids be successful and have fun, and they're very proud of themselves, as they should be. And we have great volunteer coaches. Matt Jilick and Greg Gibney are our basketball coaches, and they come out here every Thursday night from mid-October through the end of the season and do a great job with the kids. And
various parishes. So over the 50 years that Villa Marie has been here, it's touched by virtually most of the parishes in the area. Have had students attend Villa Marie over the years. What are some of the maybe stories that of children that you might recall, fond moments, success stories that might come to mind?
Yes, we've had many success stories, and Villa Marie has served hundreds of students in the last 53 years. We had a 50th reunion 3 years ago, and many students from the early days came back, and they were just so happy to see each other, and it truly was a reunion. Probably the success story that stands out in my mind the most, we had a young woman who was autistic and pretty severely autistic. When she first came, it was just so hard for her to even transition from one room to another, and she wouldn't go into the dining room. She had issues with food, and just it was very difficult for her to come into this brand new situation with people she didn't know, and everything was so different for her. But through the course of the years and the love and the care shown by the sisters and the staff, she now goes around to different venues and gives PowerPoint presentations on autism. And she began by just doing a PowerPoint here, presenting it to the kids. Sister Peggy was principal at the time, and she asked if this young woman could present to the sisters at the Mother House and other locations. And even as a student here, she had given about 20 talks, and some of them were to conferences, and many of them were to adults, to teachers and adults who, it was just so impressive and so rewarding. She really did, yes. And there's many success stories. Many of our graduates go on to the voice program at LPS, and we get really nice compliments about them, that they do a great job in the vocational work. And many of our students have gotten on to have jobs and do very well in their jobs and keep their jobs for many years. And so it's very rewarding to see them move on from here and become successful and faith-filled, loving people.
Great. Well, appreciate your time. Anything else that you want to make sure to mention that I didn't ask you?
Well, we're just so grateful for all the ways that God takes care of us. And Mary takes care of us. We've been in existence for 53 years, and it's just such a blessing to work here and to minister to these students. They are the heart and soul of Villa Marie, and I think I learn more from them than they do from me. And so it's very rewarding. And we have a great staff too. The staff all really care about the students, and it's a very rewarding job.
Well, thank you very much for all you do.
Yes, thank you, Brian.